viewers, welcome back for the final segment of our, show In the Hot Seat. Although the seat not that hot.
No, it's right, quite comfortable.
All right, cool. Although
Up to now.
all right, all right. The what we want to know now is, what's in the future, or in the recent past for Miss Angela Brown Burke, because you are now the new. You just broke the glass ceiling, right? At the first female, chairperson. How did it? How do they?
Oh, we're not even quite certain yet. People call me female chairman, they call me madam chairman, they call me chairwoman, chairperson.
Anything that made them feel comfortable.
Yeah.
You know you.
We're charting a path. We'll see how that goes.
All right. Well, once it's not a pathway. Any,
That's a whole nother segment.
that's a whole no man, that's a show by itself. Anyway, while in politics, you must have had situations where you were told by persons out there, why should I vote? Why should I bother to vote? But what is your response? I want to hear the Angela Brown Burke response to that person.
You know where I come from? I come from being a woman
Mm-hmm.
and understanding that many years ago, I did not even have the right to vote.
Point.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
I come from being a black woman
Mm-hmm.
and understanding that many years ago, as a black person, I would not have had the right to vote. So it is something that I take seriously as a citizen of a country, that I have the opportunity to be part of a decision that we make about who forms government and about the policies that are implemented. And so it comes from that perspective. I know there are some persons who believe, well, no, but no, it's all one and the same, and what's the difference? But I believe that when good people step away from the process, then it means that we are leaving those who don't care, who don't have no real thoughts about where we should be to make the decision, and that couldn't be where we are.
Okay. And so, if they don't participate, then
Yeah, if you don't participate, it's kind of hard for you to come and then start to talk about who is there and what they're doing or not doing, because you have an opportunity to make a decision in who are the individuals who form government. And I also say to persons as well that having voted, I think you also have another responsibility, which is to make sure that what you voted for is what you're actually getting, and to hold government accountable.
okay. As the new chairperson, I'm going to say chairperson for the party, if this Angela Brown Burke was to meet the one from 10 years ago, what advice would you give to her?
I am tempted at my age to tell that Angela not to be so saucy.
Okay.
But I know that we require that sauciness
Mm-hmm.
from that age group.
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe it's what I learned many years ago, many years ago by now. And it is that sometimes we speak the truth we know,
Mm-hmm.
and we don't put our hearts in it. Yeah, so you use the brain and not the heart. And to say that when we are in conversations, especially when they are courageous conversations, when they're about really thorny issues, difficult conversations, that we have to do both. We have to remember that we are talking to individuals who are human beings too, flesh and blood. If you are talking about things in the party, you're talking about persons who have also made their contribution and sacrifice. If you're talking about people who are in the public sphere, you're also talking about individuals, and two individuals who have made their own sacrifice. And the truth is that many of us really have the same goals, the same lofty goals for our country and for our party and for our community. We just happen to see things differently. And sometimes I believe that we are not sufficiently conscious that it's just a different perspective. But persons really are coming from a good and decent place.
Um, while now as the chairperson, is there anything new that you want to do while in the seat, in that hot seat? And that's a hot seat too, you
No,
know.
it is a hot seat all by itself. So one of the things that I'd really like to be able to do is to build a culture of mediation in the party.
Okay.
Um, and what that means is really where we begin in our conversations to listen to one another actively and to also put ourselves in the other person's shoe
Okay.
and to try and understand where they're coming from and the point that they're making. You know, we are so quick when somebody disagrees with us. No, 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 no. In fact, sometimes we start by saying no or by saying but. And when we really strip it away, we are even on the same page. Yeah. And so that is something that I'd like to do. The other that I'd really love to be able to do is to create a party where we socialize a little bit more with one another, you know, where we make those opportunities to sit
Why is
down
it
and
I
have a
hear your
drink.
doctoral paper coming out in your last? I hear the paper, you know. I hear the paper. I hear the paper coming out. The exact.
It's who I am. It's who I
I
am.
hear it coming out in it. I hear it
No, no,
loud and
it is
clear.
because I believe that when you're in an organization like the People's
You didn't
National
choose that
Party,
paper with your head. You chose it with your heart.
I did with both. I did with both.
All right.
And I chose to use what we call a phenomenological lens, which is looking at it through the eyes of others for a reason. But I really believe that in every single organization, people stay there because they have a sense of belonging.
Yeah, man.
Yeah? And
No,
how
they
do
have
you
an
build
investment
that?
in it.
And how do you build that? How do you build that? You build that by making sure they know that you know they belong. And you treat them as if they belong. And that we're building it together. And I think that it's some of those kinds of stuff. Some of the other things have to be done, you know. We have to build our message.
My final question.
Okay.
What are your political aspirations?
You know, I'm living my best life.
Okay.
Right? I'm living my best life. I said earlier in the show that growing up, I would have wanted to be a teacher or a lawyer. A lot of the things that I've been able to do, I never thought I would have been able to do it. It wasn't in my consciousness. It wasn't a dream and ambition that I had, and that's a quest that I had. I am grateful to the Almighty,
Okay.
yeah, for providing me with some opportunities that have allowed me to be able to play some of the roles that I have. And my greatest political ambition really is to be able to make a difference in the lives of some persons. I just want to know that there are some young girls saying, Lord, me can be this and me can be that.
Yeah.
Like a Portia, they do it and look and she. Because the truth is that we talk about women breaking the glass ceiling, but more and more we're beginning not to see it as a ceiling, but to see it as a maze, as we call it, a labyrinth. Because when you think you have made progress, you realize you haven't made as much progress as you thought you did.
I don't mind the term of the glass ceiling, but what I would admit, sometimes it needs some sauce to break the ceiling. All right?
No. So I mean, you have to find different ways of doing things, or of just pushing a little further and keeping that door open for those who are coming behind.
Yeah,
And I mean, that's kind of what I see. That is kind of how I see.
Okay.
And I continue to just ask the Almighty just guide me. Yeah, just guide me. Don't let me get bigger than myself. Yeah, just keep
Stay
me
grounded.
humble. Keep me humble and keep me grounded.
Well, on that note, viewers, I'm quite sure you would have enjoyed our little discussion. We're going to have to invite Madam Chairperson to return for another interview sometime in the future. But I can say we got a better feel because some of your interviews would have been much shorter than my.
Oh, by far.
All
By
right.
far.
Especially the car one. Right? But let us just say that we enjoyed your visit. We'll be inviting you back again. And I'm quite sure a lot of young ladies would have seen and got a better feel as to just who Madam Chairperson is. So thanks for visiting us. And we're very grateful that you passed through.
No, thanks for giving me the opportunity to share a little bit more of myself than I have done, I believe, in many
Yes.
other
We are very appreciative. All right.
blessings.
Thank you.